been crazy at the shop. So I'm going to catch you up a little bit in the beginning here, and then I'm just going to talk about current events for today. It's Easter Sunday. Happy Easter to all who are celebrating. I am open in the shop. It's 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., closing an hour early today. Some NBA playoffs have started. Ant-Man and the Timberwolves got a pretty sizable win against the Lakers in LA, game one. Hockey playoffs have started too. I haven't really checked into that yet. And the Knicks got the win in New York. So Knicks Pistons, kind of like a little old school vibe there. 90s, but I love NBA playoffs. Best time of year. Celtics are playing today. I want to say they have an afternoon game, but I haven't really checked. The Red Sox are waking up finally. They're like 500, so typical Red Sox. But we're going to talk sports. We're going to talk cards. We have tons of things happening, so let's get into it. WrestleMania weekend is upon us. Me and JR watched night one. Ton of good matches. I especially liked the Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair for the strap. Everybody, I think, myself included, thought Charlotte Flair would get the title and get her 15th total, which is a ton. Speaking of total titles won, John Cena today is going up against Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, for potentially Cena's 17th title. He would surpass Ric Flair for the most ever. I think Cena's going to win. I think that's kind of part of the story. If, as Cody would say, you've got to finish his story, but there's a new story happening now. Or you could say that Cena is just going to finish his story with this win. And then this is his last year, so play it out with him having the title. I think he goes out on his back. He'll lose. Maybe he'll lose it to Cody down the road here. But I think tonight is Cena's night, his coronation as the greatest ever. WWE, right? And how fitting is it that I did a house clean out just last week, and I got all of these stickers from 87. Super cool. The whole set of 87 stickers. Hogan, Brett, Coco Beware, Macho. And then included with that was a bunch of the cards from 87, the Titan Sports. So I've made a ton of good buys. But in the shop right now, it's Cooper Mania. And we were on the news again because one of my customers, two of my customers made a deal. One customer got the one-of-one All-American Superfractor Cooper Flagg autograph card in a break. And guys were breaking in California, so a Mainer enters a break in California. I think it was $400-something bucks. They pull the card, and Matt, the guy who owns it now, is telling me that he's going like semi-viral on TikTok and YouTube. I haven't really checked in because I've been so busy at the shop, but what an awesome thing to happen here in Maine. Even better, though, the story gets better. So my buddy who got the card, customer of mine, I said, what are you going to do with it? He goes, might hold it, might sell it. So I said, okay. He goes home, comes back maybe a day or two later. My buddy Matt is in here, another customer of mine, and he said, did you see this one-of-one? I said, yeah, I did. One of my customers actually jumped in a break and got it. And I said, hey, actually, there he is now. He was pulling in the parking lot. Just crazy timing. Then I said, you should go talk to him if that's something you want to pick up, find out what his offer is, or, what he's asking. So they end up deciding, well, let's get a closer look at it. So we go in the back, look at it under the microscope. And then on Monday, so like 6 days ago, cash deal in the shop. Never seen so much cash on the glass in here. I've seen more than that before in my life, but not here in the shop. Definitely the biggest deal to ever go down in the shop was a cash deal for the Cooper Flagg one-of-one All-American Gold Superfractor Auto. That is a mouthful. These card names, they're just long. So now Matt has that card. I can't discuss what he paid, but most recent comp of the other one that sold at Golden Auction was $86K. So use your imagination. He got it at a price that they were both happy with, and he has a chance to maybe 2 and 3x this card. Maybe it's a 6-figure card. I don't know, but it's awesome. And it's super cool that Matt is from Newport. So Cooper Flagg from Newport, Maine. Matt from Newport, Maine. He owns the card. People are reaching out. You know, the big dogs, just, again, use your imagination. They're hitting him up, and he's working the deal. He consults me from time to time on what he should do, but ultimately, he's a businessman. He'll know what to do. The news was here. ABC 8 affiliate, WMTW, they did a story. So I've now been on the news twice since being in the shop, both for In Flag We Trust, the merch, which you can only get on our website, doubleplayco.com. You can also go to inflagwetrust.com, and it'll take you to the same place. I am scooping up as many Cooper Flagg cards as I can because the next 2 months are going to be wild. Draft is going to be happening soon. I believe he is going to declare. Some people out there think he's going back to Duke for some reason. I don't know. That's just my gut. So he's also from Maine. If he was from somewhere else or I lived somewhere else, I don't know if I would be buying as much Cooper Flagg, but because we're both from the same state, from the same place, and it just makes sense. I have a shop, I have a place to sell these cards. It's been nuts. Like every time I put a card out, it sells within a couple of hours, just like boom. And so recently I bought like 3 boxes of Flagg cards because I'm going to price them, and I have a bunch of shows coming up. So Flag Mania is happening. Next weekend, we have the Northeast Sports Card Expo at the Expo in Portland. 100 vendors or so. I'm going to have tons of Cooper Flagg cards, and I'm just prepping. So this is my prep week to price. Make sure I have my cases good to go. There's been a ton of like turnover with inventory here in the shop. So I'm gearing up for that. Next month, I will be going to Miami for the Courtside Card Show. I'm looking forward to that and getting like 1 day off for my birthday on May 18th. That's going to be nice. And then in June, we have 2. We have the main card show hosted by Chris and Carter and Ryan. That will be in North Yarmouth, so you can check that out. June 7th. It's a 1-day show. Was a really good show last year with them. I definitely did some good sales. And then the big one, the end of June, right before the NBA draft, June 20th to 22nd, is Fanatics Fest, New York City at the Javits Center. We're bringing the merch. We're bringing the cards. We're bringing everything but the kitchen sink. And it's just going to be, I think, mind-blowing. I've never been a part of a show that big. I think the next step would be to set up at the National. I got to get on the list, of course. I think I got to go to the National just to be a buyer first to get an idea of what it's like. Also, want to check out the West Coast Card Show that Rob and Burbank helped put on. I think they work with someone else. I'm not clear, but I know Rob is always talking about it, so I think that's one of his shows. I want to check that out. I used to live out in Orange, Anaheim area, so it'd be like going back to my old stomping grounds. So just a ton of cards. February and March were my best months ever. February, best ever. Beat Christmas. March, last month, best ever. And now we have a chance in April to beat March. Here's a business lesson, though, and this is what I'm going to do to wrap up today's video, is a lot of you operate with gross revenue in mind. That doesn't mean anything. What really matters is keeping your cost of goods sold down and keeping your profits high as possible. So cost of goods and payroll, of course. And then you've got rent. You've got a lot of expenses, right? So just because I did 28 or 29,000 in a month doesn't mean I profited 28 or 29,000. In fact, the couple months that I have grossed the most revenue, I've had the most expenses. So it takes money to make money. Never been truer. So I'm currently in the process of like cutting back on things and getting my expenses lower, my cost of goods sold lower, so I can make more profit. And a lot of my reports that I'd been getting were, gross this, gross that. Doesn't matter. I need to see what money hits the bank account minus tax, sales tax, because you pay that, minus rent, minus everything. So if you're just getting into business for the first time, it is always encouraging that you have a lot of sales and traffic. That's great. It's a great sign of a healthy business. But in order to survive, you need to keep your expenses, your cost of goods sold, your payroll, everything as low as possible to make the most rent. And I have overhead. So when people bring stuff in, and most of the time, everybody was really understanding that I have to make a profit. I know you have a business. I just say, look around. This is a big building. I have people working for me. I am working every day. I have costs. I have bills, electricity, heating. Well, was heating. Now it's going to be air conditioning for the summer. So I have to get stuff like this as low as possible. And what I'll say most of the time, and you can use this too, is, hey, I may not be your buyer. I know you want 80% comps, which, by the way, is wild. I'm not doing that. I'm never going to do that. Hey, I want 80% of comps. I, on the high end, would be at like 40% of comps if I think it's something I could sell really quickly. And this is a topic that I will keep bringing up in videos that I'm making. Just, if I'm going to do all the work, why do I have to pay you close to retail? That's not happening. If you want to get 80% of comps or 100%, like get the price you want, then you take the time to sort, sleeve, list, ship, price, all those things. You take that time to do it, because if I buy your stuff, I'm going to have to do it or pay somebody to do it. But with that said, I want to see all your stuff. If you have things to sell, bring them in. Let's see if we can make a deal. If you have really expensive items, we consign 70% to the customer, to you, 30% to the shop. I think that's a pretty good deal. I have a ton of big Cooper Flagg cards right now on consignment, and that's really exciting. So the business presses on. Again, you can get the merch in flagwetrust.com, doubleplayco.com. We have youth sizes in hoodies and tees. We have adult sizes. We got hats. We got beanies. We got it all. The next couple months leading up to June, the June show in New York, Fanatics Fest, and the NBA draft is going to be wild. It's going to be really busy. Tons of sports. I'm excited. I just wanted to check back in, and I'm getting excited to watch this Celtics game here in a few hours. Very slow at the shop. It's 9:33 a.m. I didn't think I would see anybody for the first couple hours, because I think people are in mass or at church. But I'm going to get a chance to get some work done, make a video, say what's up to YouTube land. And with that, I'm going to finish my dunks and get back to work. But more videos to come. I know I always say that. I'm trying to carve out the time to do it. Got real expenses. I got real bills to pay. Real work to do. If only I could just make videos about cards, that would be the dream. But that is not the reality. And even still, I will be making more. I promise you that. All right, y'all. Have a happy Easter, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.